turning the tables.
Hey guys, welcome back to Turn the Tables. Today I have a special guest, my makeup artist for over 10 years. Please welcome Priscilla. I call her Priscillius. Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, Trey.
Priscilla DiStasio.
Yes, and I call you Trey, Teray. I have lots of.
I know. Wait. And I don't say your last name that much. So I was like, I hope I don't say it wrong. I was thinking about that.
You would have Giudice me.
Yeah, no, I was like DiStasio because I don't really say your last name that much. So I was like, I hope I say it right. So,
I'm Priscilla.
How are you, sweetheart?
I'm
good.
How are you, my girl?
Good. Finally, I get to have you on my podcast.
Finally, and I surprised you and took out my long hair today. This is what we do. You're like the housewife of many looks, and I'm like the behind the scenes with also just as many looks. So my girl Leah, she gave me.
No, it looks beautiful. I love it.
Why, thank
you.
Yeah,
like I love Priscilla. She makes me feel beautiful, and it's so crazy. I wanted to have her on, guys. So I really want everyone to really get to know me better. And I feel like, why not have people that have been in my life for a long time that could help, let all my fans know and hear from you guys and they could hear, and, I wish maybe I'll have you back on if anybody has any questions, but I wanted to tell everybody how we met because you have been in my life for a long time. So I wanted everybody to know about our history and everything. And yeah, so you're my sister from another mister.
I sure am, for life. We're lifers. But
yes,
you know what? I love that for you. And honestly, the way the show has evolved, I just feel like it's so much more beneficial to you having your voice in another outlet, on another platform, to be able to let your fans and viewers get to know the other side of you. Because one thing about people when they're watching the shows, they only get they don't really think about what goes into making a show. And we're filming for 6 months and there's hundreds of hours of filming, and people realistically are only seeing, if there's 15 episodes, they're seeing 15 hours. So how do you really dissect somebody? I have 15 years with you, and there's so much more to you. And I've always been saying this, and so this is so neutral because there is no manipulation, which, goes into creating a TV show, reality TV show. There's a lot of other input. And I feel like you and I together, it's more authentic, it's genuine, and I know the real you. And, you're as real as they come, and you've gone through so much, and I've been by your side through all of it. And people forget to stop for a second before they judge, or these bloggers or people in the comments, and they forget that you are a real person with real emotions, living a real life. And yes, it is your job at the end of the day, but you're still willingly putting yourself out there. And in hindsight, half the people are relating to you, and you're helping so many people. I remember when you had your book tour with all your best New York Times bestsellers, and we would go to all these signings, and one person after the next would literally come to you with a story talking about, how you helped them in some way or another just by getting to see a piece of who you are on the show when they are showing you not as a villain, or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's true. So, and that's what, for me, what I've learned in reality television is that the key to a great show is problem resolution. And you've always, for the most part, up until, there's you have to kind of stand your ground, but you've always tried to resolve your problems with what you've had going on. And then, obviously sometimes things come to a head, which is what has happened. And people like to put their opinions, and that's when I sympathize with you, because you're like my sister. So, I mean, you are my sister. So who wants to hear people talking about their sister when they know a quarter of the truth? You know what I mean? So it's very hard to be in my position because I'm not just a regular makeup artist, especially to you. I've grown a relationship with you. So it's very hard. Sorry. It's very hard to like, have to zip it and stay quiet, and have you like have to defend yourself constantly. And a lot of the times, it's a lot of stuff that's made up. And it's really sad to watch that because there's a whole reel behind the reality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. And you as a makeup artist, like, I know you've seen a lot behind the scenes
There's,
and like, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you get asked so many questions like when you go do other clients, right?
of course. And, I always say, like, first of all, I was always taught that sometimes comments are better left unsaid. And if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. That's what Mama Liz taught me.
Yes.
So, I have to take a little bit with that. And like, as much as I want to be entertaining to people, there's boundaries. And in our friendship and also professionalism to where I stand when I am with other people. And the thing is, I'm not doing an interview. And people like to question. And like, like even Andy Cohen has joked and he's like, you're the vault, And
Yes.
it's like, there's so much that sometimes I hate to like have to listen to when I know there's a lie in certain situations that I've been in where I know that this really happens. And like, it's just not my place at times to go there. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. No.
but like, that's the like sometimes the sad truth of it and what you have to face on a day to day. And you're constantly like on the defense. But I do want people to know that like you are such a girl's girl. You're so much fun in sleepovers. Like when we had to do press days or we had to go away, like Teresa's the funniest person that you want to have a sleepover with. She's like literally, I've never seen anything like it. Like you're just funny the way you work, but like you're such a girl's girl. You're always there. You're always down to listen. And I just feel like it's sad because sometimes, with the show and what has evolved of it, they're not really showcasing that, with you, especially like when you got married, like just even what this podcast is about, turning the tables. Like watching you that day, I remember us just crying because there's so much of a journey that took you to get there.
I know. Let's tell everybody how we met.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So guys, I'll start and then Priscilla could finish. So in my 20s, I went to South Beach and I ran into these producers. And one of the guys was a singer. His name was Lucas Prada.
Yes.
And he ended up, when I met Priscilla, Lucas Prada was her fiance at the time, right? Fiance, right? Or not yet?
We had been dating, but yeah, he proposed right after.
Okay, so they were dating. So I had a book signing. It was a book signing, right, Priscilla?
Yes.
Or it was an
No,
appearance? Okay.
It was a book signing at the restaurant.
Yeah, at the pizzeria where Joe had. Yeah. So and then Lucas Prada said to Priscilla, I know Teresa, let's go see her. And
he never told me how he knew you.
Oh, he didn't? Yeah.
No,
So I didn't hook up with Lucas. My friend hooked up with Lucas. I hooked up with his friend.
Done.
Yeah. So it was like producers. Yeah. And he was the singer. And then the rest of them I heard were producers and stuff like that. And that's what I heard.
There's a whole
and but I have to say, Priscilla, we had so much fun in South Beach that weekend.
Boy.
Yeah, we had the best time. So that was it. I never saw him. I think I might have saw him maybe because I was talking to the guy that I met a little bit after that, and then we stopped talking. Yeah, because I had strict parents. I don't know whatever. I don't even know what happened. I think he was, and I don't know. I don't even remember. But I talked to him for a little bit. I remember I was working. He came to my job, but he didn't come with Lucas. He came with another guy. And that was it.
No, I had been doing another show. And then I took those people to come meet you. And then I ended up meeting you. And then Lucas was like, oh my God, I know you. And you were like, what? And then you were like,
oh, wait. So Lucas didn't want to come and see me? You're the one that wanted to come and see me?
He came with me.
Oh, I thought you told me Lucas said he wanted to come and
So
see
he
me.
came, but then when he was there, he was like, I know her. But obviously, when you're in a relationship and you're like, what do you mean you know her?
Uh,
So that's why. And then remember later on, all the pictures from the spring break came out, and you had like this bouffant of curly hair, this sick body. And I was like, did you hook up with Teresa?
no. Yeah, we never hooked up.
And then it was funny because that day you were like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I feel like we could be sisters. And then,
Yeah, and I love pretty. I mean, I have to say, I love, like, I admire beautiful women. I do. You know, I and I was,
the
I
girl,
oh,
girl like that, like you love, you're not a hater in that way. I can honestly.
no, yeah, and I said to Priscilla, I said, "Oh my God, you're so pretty," and she said, "I'm a makeup artist," and she gave me her card, and then I don't know, I just felt like good vibes from her, and yeah, right after that, I called her. I was like, "Oh my God, would you love to do my makeup?" And that was it, guys. We hit it off, and that was what, season 1, right,
That was
Priscilla?
the end of it. Yeah, it was the finale on New Year's. And by the way, can I just add, that was the first time that I was on camera with you. And I think
Oh
it
yeah.
made me sweat. That's when Melania, I think, called Joe an old troll. And then your daughters made you a beautiful photo using all of my lip liners as I turned around.
Oh my God.
So I definitely got broken into the Giudice home quickly. The girls definitely let me know who was in control. And so it was so much fun though. But yeah,
Wait, Melania was using your lip liners?
Melania has used lip liners. She has walked around with one of our bras, our shoes that were
Yeah.
too big for her. Melania always kept us going. And then remember, you had just had Adriana. She was like 1 year old. We both had long dark hair.
No, I didn't wait. I had
She
Adriana.
was a baby. She was
Wait.
like one.
Oh, wait, so I met you season 2, the end of season 2?
End of season 2 or in the middle of it.
Got it.
And
Okay, so yeah, because that's right. I had Adriana.
yes, and then Adriana, like I had long black hair and you had your long hair. And when I would go to your house, or Adriana would come to me and she'd go, Ma, Ma. And I'd be like, I'm not your mom.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So guys, I know Priscilla since the end of season 2. Yes. And look, now I just wrapped season 14,
It's
and knock on wood, we've never had a fight,
no.
you know, amazing. She was at my 50th birthday party. She came to um where we ended up we went back and forth to Tulum every day, but we stayed at, where did we stay? What was the actual place we stayed at?
Riviera Maya?
Right, Mart. Yeah, at the Rosewood, right? The Rosewood.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, she was there at my 50th. She's a special person in my life. Like, I absolutely like love Priscilla. Yeah, she's like, yeah, she really is a sister to me. She's seen it all. So
I,
yeah, she really has.
I was there for your comeback, your setback, and your comeback again.
Yes, she
You know
was.
what, Tree? I love that the thing is, like, what people don't understand is to do what you do, you have to be able to be vulnerable. You have to allow yourself to be humiliated. And it takes such a stronger person than people think to be able to stand in those shoes. Like, not many people can take the heat of others' opinions the way you do. And, like, I know behind closed doors, as friends and as like sisters, you've definitely, shed tears on my shoulders, and I'm always there to listen. But there's a lot that goes in it. And like people think like, oh, you don't care, this and that, but you are. You're very heartfelt and you wear your heart on your sleeve. And it is hard to watch you go through this. But I will say it is a lot, if it makes sense, like it makes me proud of who you are because you still go. And it's like no one knocks you down. And like you're still an awesome mom, first and foremost, and always. Even though your parents are here, you're always a great daughter. You always, kept that as a priority. And like, your parents are not here, but you make your daughters proud every day. I hear them talk to you and say that to you. Like they admire your strength.
Oh, thank you.
And you keep going. And like I think that's one of the best examples that you give off because that's life. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to turn the tables and you have to stand strong. And that's like what you do. You know, is it easy to watch and like go through? No, but you do it. And, you know, it's so funny because like, I remember a couple of years back, like when around you met Louis and like when you had come home, and it was very hard coming back to everything. And you did it with such grace. And more importantly, you were so positive. Like you were always positive.
And the reason why I was, Priscilla, you know, it's like because I know in my heart, like I didn't commit a crime. I was walking with my head up high because I know who I am, and I was like, all right, I guess I had to go through that, and now we all know why I had to go through that in order, you know, because I had to meet Louis. I really believe that now. That I've told you that, right?
Yeah, you've always said that, you know, and you've said to me because I've also gone through real life stuff, and you have definitely been that like mentor and that confidant that has said, and that big sister that's always said to me, like, you know what, you went through this and now look, you know, like there's so much. I mean, we've gone through so much together. And I mean, I have gone through stuff where like was so hard. And like when I got like divorced again, like you called me literally like, oh my gosh, you called me in the middle of the night, 3:00 in the morning. And I'd be like, Trey, and you would go, I just want to know if you're okay. And I'm like, I'm sleeping. So like, that's the type of girl that you are. And it's so wild because not really watching the show probably as much as I should. It's just that we're busy. But
it's okay.
I do get the gist of it. And it bothers me so much because you are that girl. You're a girl's girl. And like the thing is with you, I feel like once someone crosses you, it's very like you're done.
Yeah, because it's like I give it my all, and then I just get disappointed. And you know, I do forgive. You know, I mean, Priscilla, you know, I do forgive, but it has to be right in order to forgive. I mean, and I've, you know, sometimes I do forgive a few times, but you know, it's the circumstances. But yeah, when you cross that line, it's like there's no coming back from it. You know
what? That's admirable sometimes because there are so many people that don't, and they allow themselves to get walked on over and over again, and you do not. And you know, people think like that's like such a cold shoulder, or you're such like you know, an awful person for it. But we can all take as much as we can take. So it takes more strength to keep your head up and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So I just like, you know, we're just in a world of like the reality television where you have everyone's opinion. And as much as you want to like build the shell, you're still human at the end of the day, and you still have emotions, and things do get to you, rightfully so. I just feel like it's been like a lot, and it's sad for me to watch a little bit because I've seen you in your life flourish so much. And like, even with Louis, like people don't really understand, like anytime that his name gets brought up, all I say is like, he's like one of my confidants. Like Louis, I could talk to about anything. He's like my brother. He's always so kind. And like, honestly, you guys been together, what, 4 years? I mean, I was on the phone with you when you were walking down Bay Boulevard. I was at the beach, and you're like, Louis, look at my hot makeup artist. And I'm like, at the beach. And
our first walk, I'm like, I was like, babe, because I was like, you have to meet her. She's so pretty, you know? No, and that's right. I called you.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, what people don't get to see is like how much you guys love each other. Like you do. I mean, it's like, it's crazy to me. It's like, it's crazy in the sense that people don't get to see that, especially from like your journey, you know? And it's like nice for me, like, again, seeing like my sister, you know, like ends up in a, like with a happy ending with a great person that unfortunately, you know, has had to fight, you know, the media for his character when really he is a great guy and he's a great stepdad. I mean, the man loves you beyond. I mean, we go to the house and he's right away, what can I get you? The one thing about Louis, he always will ask, Priscilla, how's everything going? You okay? It's all good. And I'm like, every time. And like, he's just so light with you. And he's so supportive. And I truly feel like you found your best friend. So, I mean, I'm happy.
Well, I recently talked to a tarot card reader, and I always, you know how I used to say Louis my soulmate?
Yes.
Well, she said he's my twin flame. You have to go through Did I tell you this already?
No.
Okay, you have to go through soulmates in order to find your twin flame.
Interesting.
So your twin flame is the person that you're really meant to be with.
Okay.
And she did tarot, she's a tarot card reader, and I got to give you her number. She was she really was. And then she said to me, Louis, your twin flame. And I'm like, twin flame? I'm like, I never heard of that before. I'm like, I thought he was my soulmate. And then that's what she says. You have to go through different souls to find your twin flame. And now that I think about it, doesn't that make sense?
Well, I've gone through a lot of souls. Where's my flame?
I know. So I have to get you to you have to see her, because yes.
This is how we are on a daily.
So we have to find out when you're meeting your twin flame.
No, but
yes.
honestly, you have been such motivation for me, because you found love at
48.
Yeah. So I just turned 42. I've been married a couple of times. I'm like another behind the scenes housewife. And I think of it you look to your girlfriends. And so when I think about you, I'm like, it motivates me, because it gets depressing and it gets scary. And you did it with being on a reality show. You did it with 4 daughters. And
I know. Never.
I wish people really saw how in love you were. I would, if I was that person, I'd be like, oh my God, they're so in love. It's so sickening, but I love love. So I think it's so amazing. And I've seen what it has done to you in a positive way. You're just so light. You know what I love? You don't sweat the small things anymore. I don't know if it's Louis or his influence on you, in the sense of you have learned to brush it off and keep it moving, which is big. It's a big thing. And you're just I will talk to you about something. You're you know what? I just want to stay positive. I just let's just have a good day. And you don't sit there and dwell on things. And I love that. It's healthy.
Yeah, no, I mean, he definitely has calmed me down, right?
No.
He definitely calmed me down.
He's very calm when he talks to you, even when it's something serious. He's
yes, I know. He's so much better than me. Even with handling the girls, he talks to them. He's very soft spoken. Me, I'm like,
no, he's good like that, and even you're amazing with his sons too,
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's different. So that's why he does help me with the girls, because,
I mean, he went away with Gabriella for colleges.
to take her to school. Yeah, we're going to take Melania soon now.
Yeah. He definitely plays his part as an amazing stepdad. But even aside from that, on my personal thing with Louis, he's just so fun, and it gets me so mad when I hear things about him, and what the hell, because it's like having a brother. He cares about me, and he cares about your well-being, and it's just it's a mind, they say, a mind F, it's I get so lost in it, because I'm this man is literally just constantly spreading himself thin to make sure everyone around him is happy. And he's getting the shit end of the stick. I'm where is this getting warped? You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, it's, from my cast members, and, trying to put a false narrative out there. But finally, the truth always comes out, right? The truth always comes out. So, and then, sometimes it takes a while, but, it always comes out.
No, and
and with you, and same thing with you. See, how you say you're happy for me. I think when you're happy for people, happiness comes to you.
It
So,
well, you surround yourself, you become a product of your environment, and you have to surround yourself. Like, you get to a certain point in life where you realize that things are a choice. And if they are not adding peace and value or what it is that you're looking for, then you unchoose that. And I feel like I learned that kind of like a little bit in hindsight of being in the background with you, watching you unchoose things that did not or no longer suited you or your family. And I've watched you walk away, and I'd be lying if I said you walked away without any feeling. Like, it's not easy. Everyone thinks like you're this like tough Teresa, and you are, but you also have a very big heart, and a lot of the decisions that you've had to make in terms of walking away from things, I know as your friend and a close person, like I said, you've opened up to me, and you're like, I wish it didn't have to be this way. I wish it didn't. You've said that to me. So, that's when I know, what, like this is real, and you got to a point that like it was becoming too detrimental and too hurtful. So, what, you found your peace, and, you have to do what you have to do.
I also want to add, what made me, who's someone that I was happy for, which the same person that we know is, Dina,
Mm-hmm.
Dina Canton. When she met Dave, her husband, he was such an amazing guy. And I was just like, I remember after, Joe left and Joe and I were done, I remember saying, that I was so happy for Dina. I was so happy that she met Dave,
Right.
and I was so happy for her that I feel like, see, like I was like, oh, I wanted to find someone like Dave.
Yeah.
And then look, and then here, a few years later, then I found Louie. So
Yeah.
I'm putting that out for you. Like, I know you're going to find someone, just as amazing. And then we could go on trips together and go on vacation and double date. Like, I love that.
Somebody now. And he is very nice. But
Yeah.
one day at a time, we'll see.
Yeah, that's it. One day at a time. But, listen, he's better do the right thing because you're absolutely gorgeous. And yes, and like she is, she's single until they put a ring on it. No, I can't. No.
Right. Well, many of those I've had. So
No, that's okay. That's okay. You gotta kiss a lot of frogs till you get to the prince.
Right. But listen,
What?
I was always a good wife, so I always did my thing. My
You were an amazing wife. You're an amazing mom, amazing wife, amazing makeup artist, guys. Yeah, I mean, check her out. Priscilla DiStasio. You'll definitely find her. She's an amazing makeup artist. Like, yeah, I mean, I've had her. Wait, we've known each other 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, season 2, and we're in. Well, I've been on the show 15 years, so maybe like 13 years. Say it again.
Since 2009.
And so, so how many years? 2024. How many years is that? Can't think right now.
15 years.
16?
15.
Oh, 15. Wow. You know why I'm getting confused? Because I think I took a year off.
Right.
And like, yeah. And I think, yeah, so it's like, that's why I'm getting confused because of I'm relating it to the seasons of the show.
Right.
So, wow, girl, we know each other 15 years. Wow.
Long time.
That is a long time. Yeah. So
you turn the tables round and round and round.
That's it. Yeah, we got to keep turning the tables and being positive and putting love out there. And
can I just tell people what it's like behind the scenes when we do confessionals with you?
Yes. Yeah. Tell people like what it's doing confessionals behind the scenes. Yeah.
Getting my tape is out. Getting Teresa ready. For her confessional looks. Okay. Listen, I love you to pieces. And you're very easygoing. But okay, but you're not on time.
Oh yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm late.
Teresa
Yeah,
will
sometimes.
be getting her hair done. Like, even though we're gonna get it done on set, she had to stop at the salon first. She had to do something
Yeah.
there, or like she's picking up something from the dry cleaner. Another thing that Teresa is infamous for while doing a confessional is in the seventh inning stretch, like 4 minutes before they want her in the chair. I'm like, so where's your dress? And she's like, oh, here. And I'm like, did you try it on? And she's like, no.
Oh, I know.
There
Sometimes
has
but
been
then,
reunion. We did a reunion, and you tried the
oh,
outfit on, and it did not fit. And this was the one where
oh,
Teresa wore the nude with the glass on it. It was like
wait.
pieces of crystals or glass, and you were not supposed to wear that outfit.
Oh, that's when I had the surgery.
Yeah,
I had my
like, didn't they
appendix.
think you didn't have surgery? Yes, remember
Right.
you came from the
Yeah, yeah.
hospital. And people
Yes.
were like, "Oh no, she didn't." And then, but you did. Oh my god, I remember.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
couldn't even sit.
Yeah.
But that we were like, how we pulled that off in like the last 10 minutes.
Well, that was because I was in the hospital, so I didn't have anything. You got me that jumpsuit, right?
Yeah, it was me. I think Lena, but like I just don't even understand how. Maybe I think so. Yes, I think
Oh, I think Lena got it for me, maybe, right? I think Lena did, and I
we
like,
all
yeah,
the
I think
team
so.
together and we made it happen. We were like breaking glass and gluing it in your hair. Do you remember
Oh
your
yeah.
hair up to the side? And that's also one thing I get a lot too. Like, oh, if Teresa's not getting along with somebody, do you do them? So like I love that you don't mind in the sense. Like, you do your thing. Like in the past, you had something with Tamara, and I'm like, you're like, Priscilla, do your thing. Like, I love how you don't get involved. Like,
I'm about, and that's the thing. Like, I'm about woman empowerment. I want you to do well. I want you to make money. I'm not going to stop you from making money. And that's what everybody out there should do. Other women empowerment, like lift each other up, not knock each other down. Like, it's like we live in that kind of world now that people, like other women, want to hurt other women. And that's not the way it should be. Like, you reap what you sow. Like, you get what you put out there. And it's like you should want to put good out there. Like, and you see, Priscilla, I'm all about that woman empowerment, lifting each other up, helping other women.
that love you. Like, we have tons of birthday parties with all your real girlfriends and everyone that loves you. And there's none of that drama. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah.
where you sit as a cast member on a show, you have to remember who you are. Like from the outside looking in, you're the OG baby. So like you're the goat. So listen, it's very natural for people to want to go for the goat. You know what
For the
I mean?
go. Exactly. They all want my seat.
Listen, I'm all about a good competition, a healthy competition, and like, you passing a torch if that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but the way it's done is not like you can succeed without having to hurt people along the way.
Correct. And I'm all about that.
You, I feel like it's very hard to take you down. So, so the madness unfolds, and and then like that's kind of like proof in the pudding because if they can't get you down, they go to what you love next, and that's your family.
Yeah, which is really sad. And that's why I feel so bad because Louis didn't sign up for this, poor guy. He really didn't sign up for this.
But you know what? He defends his
Um,
woman as he should. Um,
and he's gotten stronger. Like, like I'm like, just don't, like just, ignore it. And he has, like, this season was better for him.
well, you guys,
It's still been a hard season. Like, I feel like every season I never get a break, but I guess
well, that's
that's.
because I feel like so everyone's storyline revolves around you.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like operation, like the guy in there, and everybody tries to take a piece that they go for a piece at you.
I like that. I remember that game, Operation.
So, and it's like, be careful, because once you wake this girl up, it's over for you. You know what I mean?
I know.
But it is so funny though. But like on a side note, what's so funny watching like in the background of this whole evolution of just like the Giudice family, your girls all look
Wait, Giudice slash Ruelas.
the Ruelas, but
Yeah,
they all look like you in a different time of your life. It is so bizarre to me. I find
they do, right?
it funny. Yes, like it's like Melania is like you when you were on spring break with Lucas.
I know.
And then like it's like so crazy. They're all like a piece of you at different points. It's really nice to see. Like again, I feel very grateful to obviously be a part of this whole entire thing and be a part of the franchises and the journey. Again, it's not an easy position to be in because I'm a girl's girl and I have a very respectful relationship with all of my housewives. First and foremost, you. I'm so overprotective. Like I don't let anyone talk shit about you so they don't get far with me.
I know, and you're the loyalist to me, right?
Of course.
Like
I would not.
I come before anybody, right?
Oh my God, you have my loyalty, seniority, you're my priority. So,
Yeah. So Priscilla, I want you to tell the fans, tell them some of the stars that you've done.
oh my goodness.
Like, you know what rings a bell to me?
Wait,
Maluma.
gosh.
Maluma.
Well, the funniest thing is that prior to doing Maluma, we had a whole group chat about how hot he was. Do you remember?
Yes. Yes, we
He
did.
was like booming, and we all had a group chat like, OMG, who is this guy? Meanwhile, he's like,
Wait, see, we manifested it. We
we were
manifested
screaming
it.
it out loud. And then literally 5 months later, with all this group chat, I'm at the VMAs. I was there to do Backstreet Boys and like
Yeah.
Hills and Teen Mom. And then the last 15 hours later, they're like, do you have time for one more artist? And I was like, yeah, of course, not thinking who it is. And he was the last performer that night. So they take me upstairs, like you're going to like I seen Cardi B with like an entourage of like 50 people. She was fun and beautiful. She had there was like 20 people all over her. I think I saw J-Lo that night, and we were just like going behind the scenes to get to where he was. And I walk in and the signs on the door and it's like Maluma, and I was like, oh my God. And right away I'm like, girl chat. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna do Maluma. And like it was wild. Listen, he was cute. He was.
See, so if there's anybody else you want to do, let's put it. We have to talk about him or her, and so we put it out there. But yeah, so I know because you've done a lot of a lot of famous people, and your journey's been so amazing too.
It's been wild. I never knew that Housewives would take me to like Backstreet Boys, the Tony Awards, the Video Music Awards. Oh my gosh, like I did like
Jenny McCarthy, right? That was like someone you were doing for a while.
Yes, I did Jenny for years. And the funny thing is when I think of Jenny and Donnie, I think of you and Louie, because Jenny and Donnie they're so in love. And like we would be doing press at like 3:30 in the morning, getting her ready, and like the second they left each other, they were like on the phone and like they love each other. So it's so funny because if I had to compare, like to say another celebrity couple that reminded me of you and Louis, it would be the love that Jenny and Donnie have, because you guys are so in love with your people.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes, like you guys should go on like a double date.
We should.
You're like you're like in love with your man, and like you guys would probably not conversate that night, but you probably have a great meal and there'd be a lot of love in the air. So
that's so cute. And I'll never forget when I came home from being away, and yeah, you did my makeup then for Christmas Eve, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Remember? Like, yeah, remember? And you made me feel beautiful. Like you always, I have to say, like Priscilla always made me feel, even if I was like in a, if I wasn't, I always try to be happy, but sometimes, listen, I had hard days, and then I would see Priscilla and she would make me feel beautiful. Yeah. By doing my makeup. And like, when you look good, you feel good, and so you definitely cheered me up a lot.
And that's what friends are supposed to do, and luckily I get to do that through the art of makeup. I always try to tell people, like, not every time that we're doing glam is so glam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're getting ready to be put on, a platform to not really, to maybe sometimes speak the sad truth about something. So, it is very hard. Like, there's just so much that goes into doing what you actually do. And that's when, like, I just see, like, these, like, internet and these troll people, like, they just don't know. They don't know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's a job, but it's also your life. And that is the same concept for everybody. Like, you have a job, but you still have a life. And so, unfortunately, in your sense, your life is your job, and for the average person, it does mix, like, if you work somewhere, you have a job and you can't, sometimes you meet somebody and you fall in love, and there's so much that can happen, but there's a lot that goes into it. So it's very hard to, like, sit there. I'll read stuff sometimes and I'm like, how is Teresa sleeping at night? Like, because you're just getting the opinions of people that just, like, don't know, whether it's like they know, or just like what it goes into, what goes into you having to just get out there and face a bunch of strangers and ready to have yourself be dissected by everybody. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. And I give credit to a lot of you women for doing it. Yes, it's part of what you sign up for. But again, this world of reality television has evolved to something I don't know if anyone ever thought it would be.
Right. I mean, yeah, and like the whole social media thing has gotten so ugly. Like, there's so much hatred out there. It's like, I mean, it really, like, we're in a tough time right now. It's like, people should try to put out more love out there instead of all this hatred. Yeah, I don't get, like, I see these bloggers put out hatred every day. Hatred, 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 hate. And I'm like, wow, it's like, how do they live with
Oh my
themselves?
God, there's one, and I'm not going to mention her name, but
Yeah.
you will know. But, like, I mean, I've literally seen 2 of her videos, and I just can't even watch it fully. Like, what do you do? What do you do all day? Like, this is what you do. Like, I mean, I don't understand. Like, if I was to make a living, you have to love what you do to some point. I mean, I just don't understand how you can love putting people down all day. Like, what do you get back from that? And it's like, what is their motive at the end of the day?
Yeah, that's a very sad person. Very sad. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I mean, if
hurt people. And that's the thing is,
I never heard that saying before. Like, but that makes sense. But try to change it. You don't have to keep playing the same narrative in your brain. Just because if you've been hurt, change it.
I just feel like there are so many people, though, especially in our world with reality television. It's evolved to, like, this thing where people feed off the negativity.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Or, like, it's like, if you throw your hands, you're gonna make more noise, or, like, things like that, and that's kind of awful. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, especially in the times that we're in, there should be more positivity. There should be more peace. There should be more helpful hands and lighter voices. But we're just not in a world like that. We're in a world where, like, everyone has an opinion, which you should. Everyone's entitled to it. But again, like, I have an opinion. I have a voice. I like to be heard. But then I know that there's a time where sometimes, like I said earlier, your comments are better left unsaid. And sometimes the higher road is to turn around and walk away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's a lose-lose situation. And when there are people out there that are evil, there's nothing that when their mind is set to, like, diminish or deteriorate or take someone down, it's very hard. It's like, when you, like, see red, It's like you can't get through to those people.
Yeah. But I guess eventually, I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Hopefully they'll see the light and like, I don't know, I'm hopefully turn the page,
You know what too? Other people,
turn the tables.
well, yeah, and you know what those two tree, it's like from you came back with such happiness and positivity, and that's a threat to some people that don't genuinely have that behind their closed doors. So, you know how they say misery loves company? It's like the more people see you happy, not everybody will be your friend and will applaud you and support you.
No, I know.
It's confusing. It's confusing to your mind. It's confusing to your heart. And sometimes that's why I don't blame you when you're just like, I can't. Like, I have to focus on what suits me and what makes me happy and my happiness.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on my family, my beautiful friends,
Yeah.
being around positive people. I think that's really important. Yeah. I mean, that makes me happy. Yeah. That's what definitely makes me happy.
I see it all the time. And every time I come to you, it's always, you're positive, something funny happened, like it's light, and even if I try to bring something up, like if something happened the day prior and I'm like, Tree, what's going on? You're like, I just want to not even talk about it. Like, let's just stay positive. And I like that.
Yeah.
Like, you divert and you go back to what you're set on and you go back into your moment. And as a friend, you respect that, and then we just fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, that's the reality of what your real reality is at times,
So I love ending it on a positive note. Love that. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. I loved, we finally got to do this. Tell everybody where they could find you. What's your Instagram?
On my Instagram, which is my name, Priscilla DiStasio. And I am here to glam and make people happy and beautiful through the art of what I love. And you can catch me with all my housewives, girl and a glam monster. I don't know what I am. What am I?
Yeah, no, she's amazing. She did my wedding, my engagement party. Oh my God. My 50th, like so many,
We've had so many fun,
so many milestones that we have together.
Yes.
Like she did my kids' proms, like, oh my God, so many. Like she's been there through it all. Like, oh my God, Adriana's christening. Oh my God.
So many things. And guess
15 years. That's a long time.
It hasn't begun. The best is yet to come.
Yeah, I mean, listen, hopefully they will see that. The best is yet to come, And
that's how
let's see what the future brings. I can't wait. Like, yeah, because it's, I just feel like, I'm just getting started.
That's the mindset you should have. And then when that happens, more comes. And, like I said, you have definitely, I feel like you are ready for it. I feel like
good. I like it. From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Priscilla, so much for coming on my podcast, Turning the Tables. I love you so much. You're a sister from another mister. And I just wanted to thank all the fans for all your love and support. Rate, review, and subscribe to Turning the Tables. Follow Turning the Tables by Teresa on Instagram and my Instagram at Teresa Giudice. And follow Priscilla at Priscilla DiStasio. But if you go to my Instagram, there's a million photos of her tagged on my Instagram. And we're definitely going to work on, Priscilla and I, in the future, like we're talking about in the fall, to do makeup classes.
Yes, we are.
Right, Priscilla?
Yes. Just thank you so much for having me on here. You are my sister from another mister. I will be here for you, whether I'm your makeup artist or your friend or your sister or whatnot, always and forever. And yes, we do have something in plan to do some intimate, how to be a housewife, some sessions. So stay tuned for that. We are in the works of that. And so maybe we will be touring all over. We might be in a city near you. You never know. So gather your 10, 15 best friends, best girlfriends, and think about having a nice little luncheon with Teresa and I and getting some tea and some contour.
Yes. Love that. I love that. Yes. All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Mwah.
Love you.
Love.
Thank you so much.
I'm turning the tables. I'm turning the tables. I'm turning a new page, new day. Good vibes.